Shalom, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Makakadash. Give honors to the elders and apostles for the edification and knowledge. The Wadi Yah, Bashim, Yahushai. To put in the spirit of elders and apostles so we can become edified and learn regarding this truth and knowledge through the spirit of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai. Call all Yah, Yah, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Makakadash. Give all praise to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Makakadash. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So he never changes, man. He's created to be wicked, and he doesn't change, man. He's created to be a certain way. Let's go to Isaiah 10 and 1. You can't trust your enemy, man. Indians learned that. Native Americans learned that when they became befriended to him. And pretty much, let's go to it, Psalms 55 and 20. I'll go to it for example. Just to give you examples why you can't trust your enemy. Psalms 55, 20, 21. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them. For example, the Native Americans, they were at peace with them. They didn't do nothing to them. But he put his hands on them and did a lot more. And he had broken his covenant, his oath, his bond that he made with them, man. His treaties, man, which was a lot of them. For example, 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So he spoke with smooth words, man. He spoke with smooth words to get close to them, to ultimately so he can undermine them, man. So he had to pretend to be friendly to them to get in their circles, man. So he ultimately can undermine them and do more nefarious things, man. So in his heart, what? But war was in his heart. So war and violence was in his heart. His intention was very bad. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawing swords. And they drawing swords, man, by using violence upon those people, man. By taking what they wanted from them, man. When they were at peace with them, man. Pretending to make treaties with them that would benefit them. But ultimately their intent and heart was to ultimately take over and pretty much destroy them from existence, man. So that's an example of never trust thy enemy, man. And that's that one in power, man. And this is all historically, man. Things that they don't like for certain people to bring up, man. Because it exposes a certain people being responsible for these things, man. They don't like the history. This is the ugly, dark history. They rather forget about it. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushai didn't forget about it, man. That's why he's going to require their blood, man. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, which is the armies, man. Now let's go to Isaiah 10 and 1 and 2. Isaiah 10 and 1 and 2. Isaiah 10 and 1 and 2. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, man. Unrighteous decrees, statutes, laws that don't benefit certain people. Category groups of people that are actually grievous to those certain category groups of people, man. Woe unto them, and that's destruction for them who write these unrighteous statute decrees, these laws that pretend to be in benefit, but actually are grievous to a certain category groups of people. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievous which they prescribe. They're grievous, man, because they don't benefit certain category groups of people, man. And turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor, more like the rights from the poor, man. So they take away with the grievousness relating to these statute laws and decrees, man. Because ultimately they're really against a certain category, groups of people. They were never beneficial to them, man. They were burdensome to them. And turn aside the needy from judgment, and take away the right from the poor of my people, and the widows may be their prey, that they may rob the fatherless. And ultimately it affects the poor, the underprivileged, disfranchised, man. The righteous is the poor. That's who it affects the most, and the ones in power, man. Because who they seeking to go against is the righteous, man. Go to Psalms 140:8. Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Further not the wicked's devices. So in prayer, don't allow the wicked to succeed in their endeavors, their agenda, man. And they won't. So disappoint the crafty, man, regarding their implementation of their endeavors, man. But they're going to fulfill to a certain point, man. But they're not going to fully succeed, man. Grant not, O Lord, desires of the wicked. Further not the wicked's devices, lest they what? Exalt themselves. So if they succeed, they're going to exalt themselves with that pride. Go to, we go next. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? If he's evil, he's not going to be good. And he shall not take pleasure in his goods. He's not going to take pleasure. Let's go to 13. Let's go to Shalaki. Let's go to 10 and 3. 10 and 3. I'm going to start at the top. This relates to wise magistrate and powers. What's in power? A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. It's going to be well in order. It's going to be well established. It's going to be rooted, structured, founded, structurally sound regarding this rulership, regarding organization, being organized, man. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of men the rule of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So that's going to depend on whether it's an unwise judge or a wise judge. If it's unwise, it's going to be chaos, tyranny, unruliness, man. But if it's going to be a wise judge, there's going to be order, there's going to be structured order, and there's going to be establishment of pretty much righteousness and wisdom, man. Let me go Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, people mourn. So when the righteous are in authority, people are going to rejoice because everything's going to be in well order and established like it's supposed to. But when the wicked beareth rule, and when you were relating to beareth, it relates to tolerate, endure, and suffer, man. So when the wicked beareth rule, people mourn because everything's out of order. It's not well set. It's out of order. Similarly to now, in this rulership, there's a division that divide. I want to go to Lord willing, Matthew 12, 25, 26, Mark 3, 24 through 27. So when the wicked empower, people are mourning because everything's out of order. Everything is out of sync. from the food, the water, the people, just the whole environmental structure. Let's go to 3. The unwise king destroyeth his people. So he's going to destroy his people, man, because he's unwise, man. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Prudence related to the wisdom, but unwise king, the city is pretty much it's going to suffer, man, because of the lack of the wisdom and the structure of authority, man. We'll read 4. But the power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord. Ultimately, the power is in the hands of the Lord. Lord can put righteous, unrighteous rulers, man. That's balanced too, because I was saying, you put an unwise king, you know what I mean, in the sight of he did wickedness in the sight of the Lord, and you put a wise king, he did good in the sight of the Lord. So that's balance. You have the evil and the bad, man. So the Lord puts in rulers, and he takes out who he puts in, and he puts in who he wants to fulfill his purpose, man. That's the scripture talking about that. He sets in kings that's more profitable, that's going to benefit, and how the Lord wants things to run, man. We read that verse again. The power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord, and in due time he will set over one that is profitable, and that's Yahweh Shai's son. He's going to decree and give him the glory, the keys to the rulership, man. And all the glory is going to be given to him, man. And he's going to be set one that's profitable, because he's going to establish the next righteousness in the next kingdom, man. Everything's going to be in well order and structure. Let's go to let me go to Matthew 12 and 20. Matthew 12. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, that's the carnal Satan, the carnal counterpart relating to the spiritual demon Satan, man, working on earth. Pretty much the Illuminati, the carnal counterparts, the ones in power, in high places, wickedness in high places. So if they be divided, guess what? If Satan cast out Satan, and if Satan cast out Satan and be divided against itself, how shall then his kingdom stand? It's not going to stand, man. If his division ultimately is going to fracture, is ultimately going to collapse. Just ask the previous kingdoms, man. They were all powerful and strong, but eventually, in due time and due season, they all collapse, man. Because ultimately, the division, man, was set forth, man. The divide within the rank structures. It's going to happen in this kingdom as well. Let's go to Mark 3:24 and 27. How can Satan cast out Satan? Shalakia. And if the kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. If the house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against Satan and be divided, he cannot stand but have what? An end. So Satan go against Satan, man. I'm talking about the carnal counterparts. There's going to be division within the ranks, man. They're going to go one another. 19 and 2, Egyptian against the Egyptian. Use that as an example, but ultimately it's going to be a divide within the hierarchy relating to the powers, man, of rulership, man, the ones in power, and ultimately it's going to cause their end of their rulership, man. But ultimately it's all designed by Yahweh B'Shem Yashah, because the Lord controls both sides. Let's go to Mark 3, 24, 27. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if a Satan rise up against Satan and against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. No man can enter a strong man's house. No man can enter a strong man's house, and spoil his goods, except he will first bind a strong man, and then he will spoil his house, man. So you gotta take him out of power and take his goods, man. What else? Go to 19:2 of Isaiah, 19:2 of Isaiah, 19:2 of Isaiah. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, every one against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So that's that division. Egyptian citizen versus citizen, man. That's that division. You're seeing a lot of that happen, man. A little bit in this country and definitely other countries across the world, man. Go to go to Revelations. I'll go to 1 Peter 5 and 8. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he may devour, man. So he's a roaring lion whom he may seek, whom he devour, man. Isaiah, let me get that real quick. So shall they fear the Lord, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. The enemy's gonna come in a flood, man. He's gonna come like a flood because he has a short time to do certain things, man. So he's gonna come in full fury, man. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a what? Standard against him. So protection and hedge against him. Some men going to have spiritual powers, different things going to happen. But the Lord's going to raise that hedge and form protection against the one who's going to come like a flood. Let's go to Revelations 12 and 12. Revelations 12 and 12. Revelations 12 and 12. Before I go to that, I want to go to 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Unless Satan shall get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. His devices relates to his stratagem, schemes, his plans, his endeavors. ultimately his agenda, man. So we're not ignorant of that. That relates to the men of the Lord. They're not ignorant of that. Scripture talks about if it be possible, even deceive the elect. It won't be possible, man, because they're not ignorant regarding Satan and his agenda, man. Revelations 12 and 12. That's why they doing the highways and byways speaking out about certain things. Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. The devils come down to you having great wrath, knowing but he has but a short time, man. So he has a short time to fulfill ultimately his agenda, man. His agenda. And that's a warning because he's going to come in great wrath, man. To the whole inhabitants in the earth and sea, man. He's going to come in great wrath, man. He's going to come like that flood, but the Lord's going to lift what? A standard upon him, man. Relating to Isaiah 59 and 19. So this was something short regarding talking about the wicked a little bit, because a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are being pre-mandatory, and a lot of things to participate in certain things, you have to ultimately participate in a certain thing in order so you can overall participate normally again, and normally in society somewhat. So that being said, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yashar Bashem Rakakadash. I hope it helps whoever listens. Shalom. Thanks.